For this week's assignment, we're looking at calculating the sample size we need when we are going out and taking a sample. How many people do we survey? How many soil samples do we take? How many dogs do we weigh? For whatever purposes we're looking at, how many do we sample? Okay, now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about typing math, and I will tell you while I am not going to go and show you the actual formula you need to use, because I don't want to give everything away. I want you to do a little bit digging. I'm going to show you how to type all the aspects you need to type for that formula by using kind of a mock similar formula. Okay, so we're going to type a formula, and then to do that I'm going to go to the Insert tab, and I'm going to choose equation. Now we do want to type the word equation, not the arrow. The arrow brings up some common equations that we use frequently, but actually none of our equations happen to fit the bill, so we have to put it in ourselves. Okay, so let's say I'm going to do the sample size, and I'm going to say is equal to, and I got to put a bunch of different aspects in my equation. Well, the first thing I need to put in is a fraction. So maybe on top of the fraction, I'm going to do b plus, and I need a Greek letter. The Greek letters are found under symbols. Typing on the more on the very bottom arrow brings up a whole bunch of symbols, so I'm going to go down and choose a Greek letter. I'm going to choose rho for this one. And on the bottom, let's say I want to put a V, and I want to give it a little what we call a subscript, or a little text down below. I can do that by highlighting the V and going to script, and I want the text to be below and to the right, so I'm going to choose the subscript. And let's say I want a Greek letter down there, like, theta is a good one. And then I'm typing along and I realize, man, I really wanted all of this to be in parentheses. No problem. Highlight it. Parentheses can be found in the brackets, and I want to do parentheses. Oh, there are my parentheses. Oh man, I really want this all to be raised to an exponent. No problem. You got to be sure you highlight it first, but highlighting it, script, and there's my exponent or my superscript. Now what's good practice to do is to type and show how you're using your equation to solve. Don't just tell me the answer is 43 or whatever. So I'm going to, just because I want to make use of what I've already made, copy that equation, paste it again, and I could start to fill in some values. 5, and the values will be dependent on your problem. And then I want to show some steps along the way. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy, paste, and I'm going to show some math. 5 plus 2.5 is 7.55. 7.5 divided by 3 is 2.5, and that needs to be raised to the 4th power, so I'm going to throw another superscript in there. And let's see, and I would definitely recommend a calculator when it comes to raising things to the power. 39.06. Now, we do have to round our sample sizes, and we do want to look and say, okay, when we do sample sizes, for the purpose of sample sizes, most people would say to me, okay, Leah, this rounds to 39 people. I know that. But for sample sizes, we always round to the next biggest number if there's a decimal. Even if in the normal world, we wouldn't have rounded that to 40. For sample sizes, we always want to just add that little bit more of accuracy. When we round, it's good practice to use the wavy equal sign to indicate you rounded, but it's not something I'm going to be hugely picky about, but it's good practice, and you'll find that in the symbols. So I would ask 40 people. That would be my sample size. Now, like I said, please be sure this is not the equation you're going to use, but it does cover all the elements of all the different parts you have to type. If you want to find the actual equation, I do recommend Chapter 6, page 360 to 365. You're going to find a lot more information. And once we're done typing, people say, okay, well then I've done typing. You can click out of your equation. You can continue typing as usual. If you want to move your equation, these little arrows are going to help you out. Clicking on it will change the justification. We can, justify it over to the left so it's in line more with how we usually type. You can justify it to the right if you really want to. You can leave it in the center. That's not a problem. That'll help you change things around. Then you can continue typing. Okay, just please remember for this project, make sure it's a short little one-page memo, so just make sure you cover all your bases, cover all the aspects of the assignment, and you should be good to go. And please don't hesitate to email me if you got any questions.